Ladies and gentlemen, good Wednesday evening to each and every one of you, wherever you are. My name is Yosef X, and this is the Yosef X Chronoscope. Tonight, I want to get your reaction to last night's presidential debate. I want you to encapsulate whatever's on your heart and whatever's on your mind, because I certainly plan to. So come on in, relax, and for the next few moments, let us chop it up. I hope that you all are having a fantastic Wednesday evening. I want to greet all of my viewers and listeners on both Facebook and YouTube. That's right, we are multicasting tonight on Facebook and YouTube. So come on in, let us get the ball rolling and enjoy the music for the next few moments. I see we have one viewer already. Good evening to you, sir or madam. Y'all come on in, relax, and hopefully I can get your thoughts. I really want to know what you all are thinking. I really do. I want to know what you all are thinking and how you feel about last night's shit show or circus. I really want to know what is your take on the nonsense from last night, because I definitely plan to share with you my thoughts about it. Because all up and down my timeline, the statuses y'all been posting, man, it's just unreal. I could tell that you all are definitely dissatisfied, extremely disgruntled. Y'all are just hot as hell. Y'all just pissed off. And I got to remember to I got to watch my language, because I'm multicasting on Facebook and YouTube. That's right. We are live on YouTube as well. We are live on YouTube as well. So I definitely have got to watch my language. Got to watch my language. All right. Once again, welcome to the Yosef X Chronoscope. I am he, Yosef X. And tonight I want to get your reaction from last night's presidential debate. As you know, voting for the office of President of the United States is on November the 3rd. I can never forget that, because that is also my mother's birthday. But last night, the presidential candidates were in a debate, in debates. And from what I saw From what I heard, um, it is just absolutely sickening. It is absolutely appalling to see. Brother Jay, what's good, my man? Thanks for joining us tonight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sister Yolanda, greetings to you. Thanks for joining. Let me hit up the on the Facebook side. Brother Jay says, all right, I got my gin and tonic for this. Wine ain't enough for this. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I feel you. And Sister Yolanda says, greetings to you. Greetings to you too, my sister. On the Facebook side. And I see we got one on the YouTube side. Greetings to you. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Look, I really want to know, because I'm going to definitely share with you my thoughts. I really am. I'm going to definitely share with you my thoughts on this whole presidential campaign, man, or the debate, excuse me. I'll start it off. I think it was a complete, it was an embarrassment to the country. I really do. I really believe that it was a complete clown show. I believe that it was an absolute mess. And that's putting it very, very mildly. I had never, ever observed anything so uncouth, so unprofessional in all of my 37-year life. I never thought I would see the day when presidential candidates now who acted like grown little boys, absolutely disrespectful to one another. And honestly, I really think Donald Trump was much worse. I really do. I really think he was. I mean, listen, Donald Trump was going down the throat of both Joe Biden and the moderator for this presidential debate. I mean, he was going down both their throat. He was giving them both hell. He was giving them both down to country. He was. Let me put it like this, and I jotted down a few notes. And these are just my personal observations. The presidential debate, from my lens, from last night, was absolutely the biggest circus and embarrassment in the entire history of the United States, of this republic. The citizens of this republic were all eyewitnesses to the president, Donald J. Trump, being extremely combative, disrespectful, acrimonious, uncouth, unprofessional towards both his opponent and the moderator. And like I said, the truth be told, this was an absolute embarrassment. And I know for a fact that those that are heavy in politics, those that are astute in the politics, I know for a fact you all are deeply embarrassed. I know you are. I don't blame you. I would be also. Absolutely embarrassing. Listen, 2020, the year 2020, has been hellacious losing loved ones tragically, whether it's because of um, being shot down by police, if it's not because of COVID-19, it's just been a myriad of tragedies. And now, when you have the office of president of these United States, I really don't have the adequate words to describe this. I really don't. I don't have the words to adequately and properly describe. And see, I know for a fact that I know other nations were also watching that spectacle of madness, that spectacle of insanity, boy, that spectacle of disrespect. You know, I know it. See? And again, I'll tell you, I do not blame you one bit. Brother, there's not even the Obama and Mitt Romney debate was that bad. No, it wasn't. Even that debate had much more class and sophistication than what we eyewitnessed last night. I'm telling you. And see, after last night debate, I feel in the atmosphere, unless it's just my imagination and, you know, I'm loony, but I feel that last night there were a lot of people that already had the difficulty of deciding whether or not they were going to vote. I think all their hopes and their dreams has just been dashed. I really do. I think, and I might be wrong, but I think that there are a lot of people that are starting to have a lot more epiphanies. Let me move this up right here a little bit. Okay. And so the epiphany that I think they themselves possibly are having is that this has got to be a colossal joke. Because how is it even possible, right? How is it even possible for a president and a candidate to be president? How could they be going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards? No class. Absolutely uncouth. No regard. No respect at all. So that's why I want to know from you, the viewers. I want to know what you're thinking. How do you feel? Brother Mike, what's good, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see. Your comment hasn't come up yet, at least not from what I see. And I want to digress briefly and just welcome both viewers on the Facebook side, and the Yosef X Chronoscope is making his debut on the YouTube side. We are multi-streaming tonight, so I want to give greetings and salutations to both viewers. On both platforms. Brother Mike says it was horrible. Listen, let me ask you guys a question. For those of you that are listening, has it affected your your decision in terms of voting on November the 3rd? And more importantly than that, do you still have confidence in this republic? Because I understand that there's a lot of people that continues to lose hope and they continue to lose faith in this government. I truly and I sincerely desire, I want to know your thoughts. I really do. I want to know what's on your heart, what's on your mind. I really do. I want to know what is on your mind. I really want to know because I know you're disappointed. I really can't say that I blame you. I don't blame you. And see, all down my timeline, people have been voicing their voices of disdain and disgust and complete disappointment. You know, I really want to know. Sister Marie, what's good? Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see. Peace and blessings, my sister. Glad you could join the Chronoscope. And see, at the end of this brief presentation, I'm going to give you my sincere thoughts on how I really feel. And I'm going to share with you my epiphany that I had at the conclusion of this of last night's debate. Let's see what's going on here. It is 7:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. I welcome you again to the Yosef X Chronoscope. I am he, Yosef X, and tonight our topic of discussion is simply your reaction. Reaction from last night's presidential debate. And we are multi-streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So greetings and salutations to both viewers, to viewers on both platforms, I should say. My man Jay, what you got for me? He says, as a Canadian looking from the outside, looking in, of those two are your leaders. Those two are your leaders as a Canadian looking from the outside, looking in. Of those two are your next leaders going to be a clown show for the next 4 years? Listen, man. Unfortunately, that is the best that the United States has to offer. But let's dig a little bit deeper, shall we? I mean, look, Donald Trump is just absolutely outrageous with himself, man. He really is. When he was asked, peep this, when he was asked, right? to renounce white supremacy, he didn't do it. He did renounce it. He did not denounce it at all. And I don't remember exactly who it was that Trump called a bastard. But on national television last night, in front of the whole republic to see and hear, and mind you, other nations, they saw and they heard and they felt the same thing. He called somebody a bastard. Total lack of respect. No recognition for the dignity of human personality at all. None. And then the nerve and the audacity of Trump to attack the deceased son of Joe Biden. Besmirching his son's name. Can y'all believe that? Besmirching his son. Ain't that some shit? Oh, excuse me. Ain't that some BS? I'm serious. Ain't that something? Jay says Black Americans should stop caring about politics and focus on stacking money and gathering resources. Politics will never save them. I agree, man. I agree. You have absolutely no kind of arguments from me. I agree. I agree. I am of the same mindset as you. Truth. In all sincerity. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Don't think that I don't. Because I do. Unfortunately, they don't share in your sentiments at all. They do not share in your sentiments. I don't dispute it at all. I don't. Why would I? Why would I? Why should I? And see, let me talk about Joe Biden a little bit. Let me pull this up right quick. Hold on a minute here. Because I want to talk briefly about Joe Biden. And as soon as I pull this up here, let's see. Let's talk about Joe Biden, shall we? Because listen, Joe Biden ain't himself. You feel me? Joe Biden ain't no saint. Joe Biden is not a saint by any stretch of the imagination. And I want to talk about his 1977 controversial remarks. Let me pull this up. Now, as we all know, Joe Biden has had a long career in politics. I believe it spans about what, maybe 40, 43, 44, anywhere between 40 and 47 years, I'll say. Like I said, I'm not astute with politics, and I'm definitely not going to be all that astute in politics now. I may keep up with a little bit more than usual after this whole embarrassment. But it says here that former Vice President Joe Biden is facing increased scrutiny over his record on busing and racial issues. Old comments from 1977 resurfaced, quoting Biden as saying that non-orderly racial integration policies would cause his children to grow up in a racial jungle. His words. He then said, unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle. The jungle being a racial jungle with tensions having built so high that it is going to explode at some point. End quote. So, what do you all think about that? What y'all think about that? I want to know on both the YouTube and the Facebook side, what y'all think about that? But that's not the only thing I pulled up. I want to pull up this crime bill from 1994. I want to pull that up too. I'll pull that up in a moment, but let me get to your comments on the Facebook side here. Brother Mike says, no politics are just hope. No doubt. My man Jay says, what the WTF? That's really low. Then again, Joe Biden is a racist bastard anyway, so screw him. He continues. But then even I would not attack a dead person's relative. That's because you have class and integrity. You understand the dignity of human personality. I wouldn't even stoop that low myself. I couldn't even see myself stooping that low. Sister Marie, what you got for me? She says, exactly. I keep saying that to our folks. They really believe that the Democratic Party will save them. She continues. At the end of the day, these are white folk. They have no interest in us whatsoever. That is the argument and the sentiments of many, many melanated men and melanated women. I'm guilty of the same thing. I am guilty of the exact same thing. Truth. And let's face it, the examples of this that's going on, right? It all stems back from, excuse the background, that's my nephew. It all stems back from, once again, the Dred Scott case of 1857. It all stems back because Dred Scott was not recognized as a United States citizen. Hence the reason why we continue on being killed and being assassinated. But people refuse to acknowledge the truth. People have an allergic reaction to the truth. Wouldn't you say? I would. See? Now, and then Joe Biden's past work with segregationists, senators is a major deal breaker for Uh, Lots of Democrats. I mean, the Democrats isn't into melanated folk. Shoot, it's gotten to the point that the whole entire government is indeed an enemy. I'm going to share with you my unpopular epiphany. D, what's good? Thanks for joining us. It's all good. It's all good. Glad you could make it to the Chronicles. Listen, my epiphany that I had last night, and I'm going to get to Joe Biden's crime bill of 1994. But after last night's absolute embarrassment, I have absolutely no faith in this system. I don't. I mean, why in the hell should I? Because it's being proven time and time and time again. The leaders are failing us. Last night was a great example. It was a great example. And see, it's affecting all of us, directly, indirectly. But let me, before I give you I present my epiphany, let me just touch on this this crime law from 1994. See, yeah, Joe Biden has taken credit for the 1994 crime law, but the critics of this law says it has given great contributions to mass incarcerations. It contributed to mass incarceration. Peep this. One of the most controversial crime justice issues, in the 2020 election may be a tough on crime law passed 26 years ago and authorized by Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. If you ask some criminal justice reform activists, the 1994 crime law passed by Congress and signed by President Bill Clinton, which was meant to reverse decades of rising crime, was one of the key contributors to mass incarceration in the 1990s. They say it led to more prison sentences, more prison cells, and more aggressive policing, especially hurting Black and brown Americans who are disproportionately likely to be incarcerated. Let me correct that. We are disproportionately incarcerated. We are also disproportionately killed like it's a doggone sport. We are disproportionately have always been target practice for constables on patrol, aka cops. See? And it was not Joe Biden that called our Black young boys super predators. It was that wicked, wicked woman, Hillary Clinton, that called our Black boys super predators. See? And I feel that I'm not really the only one that had an all-important epiphany concerning the United States government. I'm not the only one. At least I don't believe that I am. I don't believe that I am one bit. If anything, I'm just one of quite a few. I can't say thousands, but I can say there are those who feel the same way I do. And I'm going to present to you my epiphany in a moment. On the Facebook side, Brother Jay says the American Constitution states black people aren't citizens of the USA, even though you were born. So why the hell would you vote for any politicians? There you go. Stupid. There you go. There you go. Dred Scott, 1857. He went to the United States Supreme Court, and the United States Supreme Court ruled 7-2 in favor of him still being a slave. Brother Mike says there were no contingency plans on how to handle COVID and bring back the economy. I certainly did not hear of any reports. Now, I might be wrong, but I'm saying I didn't hear of any. See? But last night's fiasco, last night's debauchery, absolute foolishness. Absolute. Let me do this right quick. It's 41 minutes past the hour of 7 p.m. And once again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for viewing and listening to the Yosef X Chronoscope. I'm Yosef X, and tonight I'm getting your reactions, or at least I want to get your reactions on last night's presidential debate, because it was by far the most humiliating and embarrassing moment in the entire history of this republic. I can't say my republic because legally we aren't even citizens here. The Constitution says that we're not citizens. And the Dred Scott case, which I keep bringing up, and I keep bringing it up deliberately. I am purposely redundant because I'm trying to get it branded into your brains, into your minds. See? But let me go ahead and share with you my epiphany that I had last night. First off, I have to confess, I did everything I could not to allow that blasted debate, in quotes, change me eugenically or epigenetically. But I'll touch on epigenetics later on. The amount of disrespect displayed, especially with Trump, and you got some people that's saying, yo, that was alpha, man, that was alpha. There's absolutely nothing alpha about a man disrespecting another man. Now, look, I don't like either one of these candidates because both of their records have proven that they are no good for not only melanated folk, but they're not even good for their own people. Neither one of them are. Neither one of them are good for their own people. They're damn sure not good for melanated folk. They're not good for the country. That has been proven. That is a proven fact. That is a proven reality. However, the epiphany that I myself had last night is that it proves my point. And the point that I have been making for months on end is that since our government officials, our supposed leaders, have failed us, and they continue to fail us, what's the solution? Sovereignty. But if you really want sovereignty, understand that it comes at a price. It comes at a heavy price. And the price of being sovereign means you have to work hard and you have to totally separate yourself from everything that's going on. For me last night, that is when I became an absurdist. I became an absurdist. You know why I became an absurdist? Because I'm convinced more than ever this country don't give a damn about me. This country don't give a damn about people that look like me. It never did. This has really turned into a universe, a global community that is full of chaos. That is full of chaos, and it's meaningless. It's meaningless. And I feel that a lot of people are becoming absurdists as well. I'm serious. In all truth, in all sincerity, I've become an absurdist. I have become an absurdist. I mean, look, I lost faith in this whole entire system, because the truth is, after last night, there is absolutely no way in the world that anybody could elect a president like Donald Trump. Which also brings me to realize the man wasn't really elected. Now, was he? I mean, think about it. Any man that's going to be elected. Now, I'm thinking you're going to be elected to run the free world, and you're going to act that uncouth? Why? That is why I believe that presidents have never, ever been elected. They have only been selected. This entire government has become an absolute disgrace. And quite frankly, that's why I have become an absurdist. And that's the God honest truth. It's all good, brother Mike. Thanks for listening. And shout out to you for the donation as well, brother Mike. I do appreciate it. Catch you on the next podcast. So I close with this. And for those of you that don't know what an absurdist is one who is who relates or supports the belief that we as human beings exist in a purposeless, chaotic universe. So I want you to understand that's why I have become an absurdist. That's why I've lost faith in this government, in this system, especially after last night. It just solidified all of my beliefs. And it really doesn't matter who is president after November 3rd. Because whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway. Whatever happens is going to happen anyway. This is a purposeless, chaotic universe that we're in. And as purposeless and as chaotic as it is, I refuse to be a part of the bull. Hence my reason for being sovereign. Since man has proven themselves incapable of ruling or governing other men, other women, why continue on? Why continue on allowing yourselves to be governed and that's the truth? Why continue on subjecting yourself to the nonsense? Why? This is my threefold solution, and I'm going to wrap it up. Number one, you repent of all your wrongdoing. Look unto the Most High, because as chaotic as this universe is, as this world is, I still believe that there is a higher power. And because of my belief in my higher power, I'm not going to judge him based on all the rest of the nonsense that's going on. So look to him. Look to him. Let me read this observation and we're going to get on out of here. Sister Marie says these are narratives they play on us. I could care less what they say to each other. It's like a soap opera and a clown show. It took me years to realize the foolishness. They are not our leaders whatsoever. Obama played us for 8 years and did nothing. And he is a mulatto, so that was expected from his lack of position. I agree. I agree. I agree. So repent, okay, and reconcile within yourself, meaning get the right knowledge of self, and then if it's possible, meet up with other people that's like-minded. And then finally, practice eugenics, epigenetics, which means come ye out from among them and be ye separate, because the majority of people will much rather be slaves, much rather be slaves and allow for failed and flawed people to govern them than to govern and to take care of themselves. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, on the Facebook side as well as the YouTube side, I rest my case. That will do it. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to me. Thank you for attending the Yosef X Chronoscope. Join us next time as we explore another subject that affects us directly and indirectly. And hopefully, stop. Excuse I lost my train of thought. Join us next time as we attempt to explore subjects that will not only affect us directly or indirectly, but hopefully we will wake up and we will become better men and better women. This concludes the Yosef X Chronoscope. I'm your man, Yosef X. Until next time, have a good night. I'm out.